Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to episode 3 of Vampire the Masquerade Nightrunners. And as always, I am Mike, your storyteller, and let's go round our table once more. And Dr. Theta.
Hello, I am playing Dr. Theta of Clan Zamisi, your Ductus. I am Super Rat Lord or Rachel Lindman. You can find me on BLUESKY or TikTok.
And next we have Robin.
Hello everyone, I am Robin the God, and today I'll be playing the Malkavian Evol Exalt.
Opeial.
Hi, my name's Liv. I'll be playing Valantin Volante, the priest of our wonderful little pack. You cannot find me on socials, but if you pop into Icar and Ink every so often, you might find me lurking about the place like a creature.
And Aster.
Hey everyone, I'm Aster, Astronomus. I am going to be playing Vox Flux, the city gangrel and rocker boy of Code Ma. You can find me at Astronomus1 on TikTok and Astronomus on BLUESKY.
And for episode 3, we are bringing back our tarot cards. So, Vox Flux, please show us what we have.
Well, the tower.
No!
The Tower.
Oh, fellas, it's not looking good.
Upheaval,
Oh,
external change, realization, and calamity.
no.
With a Sabbat pack, that could be dangerous. And before we start, I'd like to remind everyone that this show is for mature audiences. It may have depictions of violence, body horror, suicide, sexual themes, power imbalances, forced actions, gaslighting, and other taboo subjects. We urge you to watch at your own discretion and take breaks if you need to, or skip parts entirely. My players have made me aware of their veils and lines, and I will be adhering to them as we want a comfortable table as well as a comfortable audience. As always, we remind the viewers that we are playing monsters. And whilst hating the character is perfectly fine, do not hate the player. So sit back and enjoy. It has been said that the two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Can this be true, however, for a war that has been fought for centuries? A war in which all the combatants are running thin on both patience and time. A war that now transcends the flesh. What price, if any, would a Cainite place on their ever-ebbing humanity? And we open this episode in the hallway of Totentans after a violent explosion as the unknown laughing man, or as he introduced himself, Axel, jumped upon the bishop. Drinking of her blood, soon after, both he and she exploded in a brilliant white light that seared like the sun, sending many of the packs running for cover. Each of them ran towards the elevator, but as dramatic irony would have it, the elevator was, as always, slow. Valantin, thinking quickly on his feet, was able to minimize the calamity that could have been. He used the body of Storm, placing her over the exploding Axel and Bishop. The black ichor that was coating her body, destroying her from the inside out, coated both of them as well, nullifying both the sunlight and the yield. But Valantin, as he ran for cover, was caught in the explosion, taking 1 aggravated damage. As the elevator did open, however, there stood a beautiful woman wearing a white dress. Cyberware was barely visible, if she had any at all, upon her body. Her brown hair hanging loose upon her shoulders, and a quaint smile upon her porcelain pale face. "Oh, did I miss the party?" she says to the group, as she gathers and sees the packs. Unending Eclipse, Dog Killer, Theta, Evol, and Vox of Code Maw, and Jalan, Seraphim of War, staring at her. Did something
Vox?
happen?
Did something happen?
Did I
Madam.
stutter?
Madam, there was an explosion. A Cainite just exploded like a burning ball of sun.
"Show me." And she walks forward. She stops for a second and looks to the side. "Dog Killer, come here 1 second." And the man, who gruff looking, hair greasy and messy, a look of shock on his face, and his, as always, adorned human flesh coat, walks toward her. "Did you get that present I offered to you?" Yeah, I did." "And have you shared it with your brothers and sisters?" You see Dog Killer's face think for a second, like the cogs are working in his head. As he is about to speak, the nervous hand reaches for his throat, and you can see her long nails digging into the skin of his neck. "My little dog, if you do not share with your brothers and sisters, I will tear your throat out, and I will make the name of your little band of nomads an actual fucking reality. Share the wealth. Give them the ammunition." And she lets him go. "Now, would someone like to show me what the explosion..." "Oh, Jalan, my lovely Jalan. It's good to see you're fine." He
Fuck!
simply...
My priest!
"Your priest?"
And I am going to run back into the room.
Oh. You hear the click-clack of heels, and as Ginevra walks past each of you, she looks at you all. "Well, you're very beautiful." You can see as she sort of moves her finger across Evol's face and walks away. Too bad for all the mechanical stuff. "Oh, unending eclipse. Alive, I see. Now what a surprise. Jalan, I thought they'd be dead."
They are serving well, though they do tend to fuck up.
"Oh, I thought so." "So who
You
died?"
seem unsurprised. You seem unsurprised.
Me? Very few things take me by surprise these days. You would be hard fought to find something that would take me by surprise. Oh yes, the priest. And she turns and begins to walk off down the hall. You hear clattering, and Jalad is behind her. He is following in her heels, almost. If you were to put it into your way, he is following behind her like a lapdog. The rest of Unending Eclipse 2 follow, and so does Dog Killer. He's holding his throat. You can see blood, vitae, pouring down slightly onto his wife beater. And Thea, as you round the corner towards the club, there's no smell of smoke. There's no smell of burning other than the smell of kindred flesh. There's no fire being set off, but you see Valantin laying face down upon the floor, the back of his neck burnt black.
Fuck. Well, immediately he looks like he is a puddle of ash, so I'm just going to go, fuck, fuck, fuck.
Then he's gonna start like buffing at the hand. Get off!
Oh, praise Cain.
Jesus.
Oh, fuck. And I'm going to, like, kind of gently turn him over. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Don't turn me on my back. And he's gonna kind of like half rolled over, just kind of like stiffen up so he doesn't get turned all the way.
Alright. Well, I'm going to lay him down very gently and begin administering to him medically.
Yes, if you want to roll... Actually, you know what? You don't need to roll. You have seen sunburn before. You have seen the effects of sun on a kindred, and you would know exactly that this is one of the most extreme cases. You have no doubt that if Valantin was not as strong, didn't have as much fortitude, it probably would have cleared through his entire neck, and he'd just be hanging on a whim of flesh.
Oh, Val.
Are the others okay? Are the others okay?
Yep,
Ooh.
everybody's safe, but you, my friend, this is very lucky that you're as strong as you are, because this is heinous.
It certainly feels heinous.
My, look at the crispy chicken. Hello.
Hello.
You must be the priest.
Yes, you'll have to give me a moment if you don't mind. I do apologise for being rude.
Take all the time you need. I'm going to go in here and see what the hell happened.
Thank you.
And you hear the click-clacking of her heels walking past.
Evol
the
is
curtain.
following right behind and stepping over Valantin, giving him a one-over. Do get up. You look ridiculous. He walks on.
Vox is going to come over and say, Val, do you need something? Anything?
I would like the Lord Father Cain to grant me patience in these trying times where I must not do stupid things. That's what I would like.
Vox is going to just kneel down and she's gonna put out her hands. Do you want to get up or do you want to stay down there?
Val, do you see how crispy his neck is? I need to work
Can't
on
stay
it.
here, can we?
No,
I think there
but I
might be
need to
another
work on
sun.
this.
No, but I do need to get up. You can tell he does not want to get up, right? His tone of voice is very clear that he does not want to move. But he does, he starts to push himself. He takes the hands and he uses you to help pull himself up to his feet, doing his best. It's just very stone-faced as he tries not to make any expression to give away the fact that, because whilst his neck is what's visible, it's actually his entire back underneath his clothes has also been burnt away, all the way down his pert arse to the back of his legs. Anything that was essentially facing towards the sunlight has been charred. So he's literally like the outline of a nuclear explosion from behind, basically. So he stands up very stiffly and just, okay, alright. And just turns and starts very slowly and slightly gingerly walking into the room where the others have gone.
Theta's just cringing because she fucking knows that hurts.
And as you three enter, past the curtain into the club, the music has stopped. there is a very large man shouting, "What the fuck happened here? Look, I ain't got no problem lending you guys my club, but if you're gonna bring fucking bombs..." His voice is cut by a colder, methodical one, that of Jolan.
Brick, keep speaking, and I will tear your cybernetics out through your throat, shove them so far up your ass I will be able to floss you. Are we understood? Now bring some food.
The large man, who is entirely kitted out with cyberware, his face caved in, large 3 red dots that make up his eyes, a beard, bald head. You know he wants to say something. You can feel he wants to push back, but stops. Yeah, fucking. And he walks away. In the middle of the floor, where the bishop once stood, there is an ash pile. It is smoking. And in that ash pile, the 2 figures are together in a clinch, a hold. Almost like a ash statuette from Mount Vesuvius. You can just make out the outlines of the 2 of them. The 2 women that were with Dogkiller are sobbing behind the bar. And you see Ginevra kneeling down by the ash. My, what the... This is quite interesting. You can see her just dig her hands into the ash and pull it and sprinkle it. K-Night dust is very useful. She scoops a little bit into a bag and puts it in her back pocket. So would someone mind telling me exactly how we went from having a lovely little meeting about that group and you, Code Maw, coming out of the shadows to once again take the fight to the antediluvians, to having a fucking bishop dead and whatever the hell he was?
Who's responsible for all this? An antediluvian?
They are responsible for all our woes, Evil. Don't you know this?
Precise.
I could not tell. I am just assuming we are here fighting them. This is why I brought you all here.
It was a trap.
A trap, you say?
Valantin steps forward, sighs heavily. We were sent to retrieve Storm, who hadn't come with the rest of her pack. When we got there, it was already littered with corpses. She herself had been imbued with some kind of corruption. It was inky black, like the void itself. There was a symbol on the wall of the cult of Shalim, and the gentleman who eventually turned into the bomb was also there. He and Storm were both checked for devices prior to them being brought back here, and we were also attacked by the same thing that did whatever it did to Storm and to the others who were there whilst we were making our escape. It killed some more of the gang members who were there at the scene. Ductus.
Yeah, Theta is biting her tongue so...
Yeah, no, he waves you forward to talk as he's kind of starting to lose the grip of what he was saying.
And instead of speaking, she is going to give the corpse finger.
Oh! A homunculi. Please, can I have this?
Yes, ma'am, you may have this.
Oh. And she'll take it from your hand and... Male. Early 20s. horrible diet. Mostly vodka. And you see her
Humans
just
don't have.
crush it in her hand. Ah. And as she pulls her hand apart, you see this black liquid. Like goo spreading between her fingers. Ah. Total corruption of the system. Horrible. Must be very painful.
I'm sure you can only imagine coming in a little too late. Do you know where we got this? You know where that came from?
I do not. Where did you get it?
Oh, you seem to know. It was corrupted and...
My dear, I deal with death on a daily basis. It is my art, my form. Hell, I have died and came back. I know corruption when I see it. I know what could cause this, but there is no one in the city other than myself as powerful as I'm aware. Although you saying the cult of Shalim is here is also worrying. So yes, evil exot. Continue what you were saying.
Let me ask you plainly this. Are you responsible for that?
Valantin winces visibly.
Are you trying to insult me?
It's her
Interrogation?
right as a K-Knight. It is her right as a K-Knight to speak with even the highest. None of us are owned.
I did not say she had no right. Ductus Theta. I asked if she was trying to insult me. Because had it been me, none of you would have survived.
Really did.
So then it was not me. That answers your question.
You are so sure.
Well, I've never not been unsure of my abilities.
Very well. You know of no other Hakata that could do this.
Well, I am aware that the Hikata are in the city. They have snuck in to sell their necrotech to the highest bidder.
Necrotech.
Yes, you know, the Nemeseries, the necrobullets, which Dogkiller was meant to share with every pack within the city. They do so much damage to the Clique Knights. It's fascinating to see.
It would have been convenient to have these things.
It would, which
Before
is
we
why
went to-
Dogkiller will share them when he has the next available ability, will you not, my dear pet? You see him nod his head. He is having a hard time speaking, it's almost like his larynx was crushed. Now, you say, priest, that you checked both Storm. You see Jalan.
Her actual name is Rain.
You then see Generva look. Rain, Storm. Anyway, there's a grimace from the Unending Eclipse pack. As they're trying to make themselves small and in the shadow, away from the eyes of this woman. So, you say you checked them for everything.
They were both checked for cybernetics that could potentially be of a concern. However, what occurred was not cybernetic in design. It was something supernatural.
These bullets.
Yes.
They, the Hakata, whoever did this. Say if I put one of those bullets in their head, would all of their puppets fall from their strings?
Perhaps. It depends on the power of the necromancer themselves. However, as your priest has dutifully said, it was the cult of Shalim, and I do not know many necromancers within their ranks. They are majority La Sombra. Also, I thought they were all dead, Jalan.
So did I. He also looks over to Jalan.
As far as our reports say, they were.
Ah, well, it seems our reports are, as per usual, decades behind. That is the problem with being so far apart. Alright.
Is this the same cult that has the symbol of a skull with a sword through it?
No, my dear, that is the Church of Cain, which, as far as I know, is still operating.
Valantin would lean over to Evol, just kind of very quietly put a hand up to her, and if you don't know what you're talking about, Evol, it's better to keep quiet rather than making a fool of yourself, please. And then
Valentina, do try to remember yourself.
Oh, I will, and he is going to reach out and grab her by the throat.
Oh.
Just, if you speak down to me again in front of such company, you will remember something very important. Do I make myself clear?
And priest, you will do well to remember yourself in present company. Do not attack your own pack in said company.
It's not an attack, it's simply a reminder, Dr. Theta.
You-
And he would let her
Yval
go.
stares. Yeah, Yval stares down at the hand and Valantin. You all seem to be playing a game you don't understand. Against force you can't possibly comprehend, and I mean to comprehend it. And she turns and starts to circle the room around Ginevra and the bodies.
Are they all like this, Jalan? I remember when we were an actual fighting force, not a bickering bunch of children. Anyway,
You'll have to accept my apologies, Ginevra. It's apparently been a very stressful day for the group.
I have no doubt it is getting late, and I'm sure many of you are hungry. But you say you checked them and they had nothing on them.
No, Axel, the one who exploded, he refused to speak to anyone other than the bishop. He said he had a message for her. It obviously triggered something.
You see both Jolan and Ginevra looking at each other. King.
Okay.
How many of you have dealt with the Thin Bloods in the city?
Vox raises his hand and is like, I mean, they like to hang out in the sort of crowds I'm around, so I've seen quite a few.
They like, well, they are very good for making
Buffets.
monsters.
Ah. And you, Valantin, do you have an opinion on the Thin Bloods?
Well, we call them thin bloods instead of fodder. So that would be my first problem.
It is amazing, these thoughts. I am glad to see that each of you all have differing opinions. However, we cannot be so choosy. There is a Thin Blood pack within the city, in the Badlands, led by a rather gifted alchemist by the name of Ludiking.
And what does he mix with Scott Munch to make his magic?
I have no idea.
And more importantly, who ordained them as a pack in the first place?
Valantin, how long have you been out of the game?
75 years, give or take.
Much has changed in those 75 years that you have been within the city.
Surely not so much has changed that we're allowing in practical vermin.
Do you consider the panda practical vermin?
Yes.
Then your elitism is unbecoming.
Or, potentially, allowing in a portent of the end times is not becoming of a group who has a dedication to stop such things.
Using the weapons of our enemies against them is strategically brilliant. Look at what one did to a bishop
If they were all wiped out in the first place, it wouldn't have happened at all, would it?
It's very hard to wipe out a ever-growing cancer.
You have to try.
Come on, they're not that bad.
To be fair to them, it is that they are only a portent of Gehenna. They aren't exactly the cause.
No, but I could do with less portent. No
I
portent.
believe you are all here for a very different portent brought to you by the Nameless One.
Correct.
Was thin blood mentioned?
Do you have a point, Ginevra?
Several. But you are currently either too remorse or too burnt to realize it.
You're welcome.
For what?
Well, I quite imagine if I hadn't been burnt, all of you would be.
This is true. We shall celebrate your victory and live in your life at a better point in time. You have done a good service, but sacrifice is a part of our cause.
Valantin looks like he might have regretted his choice. Especially considering the last 5 minutes of conversation. And that perhaps there were people in this room he could have let burn up. And it would have been fine.
And now, I believe having a conversation with Ludeking would be profitable, though I am remiss in sending you for. But I will.
They won't come under harm from us. They are part of the sword, and therefore...
Yes, they even have their own path now, would you believe?
Thin blood has their own path.
Yes, path of the sun.
They would.
It's an affront.
Agree.
We can all agree to disagree to agree to kill each other, but at the end of the day, we use them much in the same way this was used against us.
And if King did do this...
I doubt he did, but he is the only thin blood in the city that I am aware of that would have the knowledge of how this was done. I'll be quite honest, whilst the necromantic arts are mine, and I am very, very well versed in them, alchemy is alien. Holy to me.
Well, I suppose alchemy needs something to work off of. And I am going to go to the spot where the thin blood, where Axel blew, and I'm going to start taking scrapings.
So you're taking scrapings of like the
Ash,
statuesque of him? Yeah, not a problem.
Valantin would turn away slightly, and he's going to activate his wrist screen and his Oni, and he's going to start searching through his data feeds for, again, he's looking for, firstly the shot from the drone that Ixar had, and then also anything about the attack or anything about the particular events of what's happened today.
As Valantin, you're looking through the feeds, there's nothing about a drone going missing just yet. There is also nothing about an attack in the Marquise. There is an attack on. There is a news report of a shootout in Arasaka waterfront, but as far as you know, that's nothing to do with Kindred or K-Knights or Garu.
Yeah, he'd like to set up an alert, so for those 2 items that he was searching for, anything that comes through with those keywords that's been flagged by his underlings, he wants to get a ping for it so he can immediately make a decision on whether it'll run or not.
Not a problem. Evil, you're walking around the room. Is there anything particular you're trying to look out for?
She is studying Ginevra. She's studying the group of Hakata. It's the group of her pack.
It is just Ginevra there with Jolan standing beside her.
that's it.
The other pack, the Unending Eclipse, they are in a corner. They're talking amongst themselves, and you can see that one of them, who was the one that confronted Valantin, is getting very irate and very, very angry, and perhaps on the verge of a rage frenzy. But her pack is trying to calm her down.
Now, when you've all sees this. Does she have any cyberware on? Or is it just her own emotions from seeing the bomb or Evol? Or where's her concentration for her anger, her upsetness pointed towards, at, around?
You could probably guess that the fact that Geneva has, one, insulted her pack, and two, one of her pack members has died, is perhaps the reason as to why she is being so irate and on the verge of a frenzy.
Awesome. Evol has taken 2 aggravated damage, so she is comparatively to Valantin. How does that look? Does Valantin have how many?
Valantin has 1 aggravated damage, but his back is burnt very, very severely. Your aggravated damage is more internalized from
Excellent.
the blood you drank. It is your organs have started to rot.
You've got
Excellent.
The bubble guts.
She is trying her best to maintain that strong outside facade, and she is walking around not to prove anything, or not to intimidate, but to prove that she's not weak. She's not the weakest one here, that she's still standing, and she won't give in to the absolute pain she's feeling inside. However, seeing that rage emitting from this person that they could possibly frenzy, she'll stop behind Valantin. I think perhaps we should go back to Pulse Frame for the moment. And she places a hand on Valantin's shoulder. Ooh, arm. We'll do that. It's crunchy. Valantin would be able to hear the way she's holding back.
If Theta agrees, I don't see why not.
Honestly, it's probably for the best. I need to take a look at that burn. I need to take a look at Evol's throat. She's gonna look at Vox and just be like, you are sturdy gangrel stuff, so it seems you have not been injured, but I do feel we could all use an aperitif.
Agreed.
Lucky, I guess. Do you want me to get some people together? You know, just to feed a little?
I've got bags at... We have bags
Well,
at
that's no
Pulse Frame.
fun.
Thin blood. Or 2. 3.
The whole fucking pack.
I am not deaf to this. You're not going to eat Luda King's pack.
Yes, my apologies, Nerva.
No.
It was a poorly timed joke. You'll have to excuse me.
Nice, Jalan. He just shakes his head.
He just kind of he looks at his pack and just kind of makes a slightly silly face.
Damn, when did... Val, where has this been? When did you get spicy? Well, today, obviously.
Fucking when they seasoned my back, Theta.
After I take my scrapings, I'm going to get up. Going to... Thank you, and you have my word that Thin Blood Pack will not come under harm. That was a joke. And I'm going to look at the vibrating pack made of the Eclipse. And back at the ashes. I am sorry for your loss, though. You have my condolences. And then I'm going to walk out.
You just hear, like, under the breath of the one that's getting irate, fuck your fucking condolences. And her voice sounds so different than it was before. Why? It sounds deeper and almost like a bestial growl.
You know, I'm not gonna backbite over the beast taking over. That's her own fucking problem.
Oh, but if Vox heard, she is going to say something, so did I hear?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yo, what are you saying about my pack?
The other pack disperse slightly, and you can see the feral looking one, Corvana, the one that jumped up to Valantin. You see her hands clawed, her eyes just filled with rage, looking at you.
I think you fucking heard, runt.
My, they're very spicy this evening, aren't they, Jalan? Look at them.
Vox is going to walk right up to her, and she's going to activate her claws as well. Which I get hungrier.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to fucking apologize.
I'm gonna need you to fuck off out of my face.
And as she is about to swing for your head,
Yeah.
Jalan steps forward. Her nails right across his face. And he turns to the side. But there's no marking upon his face at all. Damn. It's like it's like she gave him a light slap.
If you two wish to challenge each other, I will accept this. Is this monomacy?
If I hear the word monomacy, I'm just.
I'm not fucking scared.
Mother mad bitch.
Look, I love the enthusiasm, Vox. I love the get-go and the gumption, but please, we have shit to do.
Their pack's
Do
done
it.
for anyway.
If it's something you would really like to do,
Perhaps we could take a rain check. And she appears behind Vox, right over her shoulder, and looks at the one who threatened Vox.
The others of the
think
pack begin to move around, and you can see them all. You see a Asian woman who is dressed in dark clothing, a belly top, combat jeans. You see her going into her long jacket and grabbing onto something. You see another man, very, 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 very thin, porcelain white, almost see-through. His arms are elongated. Theta, you know one of your own clan just by his body modifications. He stands to the side, his long fingers pulling along his lips, and to his side you see another woman, very, very similar to the man, except that her modifications are her face. Her bones are coming out from the side like that there. Her long dark hair is curled up at the bottom and almost like going through her shoulders and down her side.
Valantin rolls his shoulders.
I'm just looking for an apology.
They look somewhere fucking else.
Surely you wouldn't want to lose anyone else this evening. And he would also appear next. He would walk over to Vox, trying to look slightly more intimidating than a crispy fried chicken that...
yeah, since Theta has walked past them, she's now up behind that pack, pincering them in between her pack, and starting to disengage these plates just in case.
In fact, I think all of you, it would actually behoove you to apologise and to say thank you. For it wasn't for my pack, all of you would be dead, instead of just one of your member. And we actually brought her here alive. So we'll take a thank you for that as well.
You
Oh,
could.
look. They think they're special. We have devoured far better than you.
So what's that?
So
One
apologise.
apology and two thank yous by my count. Guys, two thank yous and an apology?
Look for it
think so.
elsewhere.
I think you should try again.
I think you should fuck off before I kill you.
Oh, so tempting. However, and he's going to look to Jalan for a second because he's not trying to cause shit.
Joanne
too
is
much
standing
shit.
there, arms crossed, like. So if you two are like, if you three are standing there, and those four are standing there with Theta behind them, he's standing right there, almost like a referee,
Cool.
and his arms are crossed. His hand is nowhere near his sword. If his hand was near his sword on his side, things would be going in a very different manner. But you do hear laughter
Who's laughing? Is it Ginevra?
Ginevra is
Right, okay.
laughing.
Yeah, it's fucking
Obviously, it's
Ginevra.
Ginevra. He would look between them, basically for a second, looking for any indication of pack it in, essentially. And if there's none,
Oh, there is, like, Jelana's, like, shaking his head.
cool. He's gonna look over to Theta.
Oh, no, this
Oh,
is...
yeah?
Kane. Can you all just go your separate ways? Because I need these, I need you. We have a big job coming up, Jalan. I have just got that information. Oh, it is so... Oh, dear. Did you know who's in charge of it, Jalan? And he's like, who? He's still standing, he's looking over, who? And you just hear Ginevra go, Julius Fox is in charge of it. Would you believe that? I thought he was dead. Oh well.
Who is in charge of what?
Ah, nothing. I will come and visit you all tomorrow evening. Your place is called Pulse Ring, yes? Yes, I have a very important job. Not only going seeing Lou the King and his... Would you believe what they're called? Would you believe this? This will make everyone here laugh. This will calm the situation right down. They are called viral sunburn. Hilarious, right? Especially with you.
Oh yeah, I'm cracking up over here.
There is a chuckle from the other pack as well. Except for Corvana, who looks between her members, looks between users, shakes her head and begins to walk away.
That's still 2 thank yous and an apology. As she walks away.
I told you it was hilarious.
Hysterical.
Anyway, I have some interesting things to say. I will visit you all in Pulse Frame tomorrow, say about 8. Is that good
You're
for
most
you?
welcome.
Want me to bring dinner? I'll bring dinner. My priests will come.
Oh yes, please bring dinner. We would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is settled. Jalan, you, me, and the unending Eclipse need to have a conversation about their lack of restraint.
And Theta's gonna goose the Zamisi on the ass and just later, alligator.
As you're walking away, you feel like a set of arms on your shoulder, even though you're quite a fair bit away, and a little tickle under your chin. He doesn't say nothing. He doesn't say nothing. He just, his hand just like slips back,
God, I love playing with my cousins.
and the other pack then begin to walk away. You see Brick come out with a bunch of men, and soon these men are doing nothing but screaming as the other pack descend upon them and begin to drink them dry.
Okay. Valantin is going to turn and start walking after Theta.
And Yval has become a statue in the middle of the room. She's forgotten Vox and everyone else. A little bit of blood leaks out of her mouth. She coughs up a chunk.
Oh,
What did she say about Voss? And then she falls over.
My,
fuck.
what happened to you? What is going on? Could someone please pick her up? We need the room. I have things to do with this lovely
Jesus,
little
that's-
statuette.
So, that is mine. That just fell, so I'm scooping her up bridal style. Just like,
Vomits chunks of her organs that have melted.
Do you remember until on when we just killed things and now we're vomiting in public? He shakes his head.
Yeah, Valantin turns and starts following after Theta, who is bridal carrying Exot.
And
He's
Vox,
all,
what
my
are you
dear,
doing? Sorry. Vox, what are you
Still
doing?
very pissed off. Vox is calling up her band and is going to see if they can snag a few groupies. Maybe some of them will be Thin Bloods. I'm not counting on it. Sorry, Evil.
Valantin would turn back slightly, and would her pissed offness be apparent, like, in her demeanour?
Vox?
Yes.
Yeah, she seems pretty upset. She's not great at keeping her emotions to herself.
He would hesitate for a moment, and then reach out a hand and place it on her shoulder very gently. Not saying anything.
Are we still walking?
Yeah.
Okay. She allows it to be there as they're walking, and her feet kind of slowly drift towards him.
After a second, he kind of just goes from on her shoulder to actually pulling around her shoulder and just pulling her in slightly into like a half hug.
Yeah, she accepts that, and her shoulders kind of drop a little bit.
You round the corner and the elevator is there. It is up. It is ready for you to go down.
Oh, now you're up.
Yay!
Motherfucker.
And you all descend. Now, Valantin and Vox, is Valantin still holding Vox like that as they get into the elevator?
Yeah. He's not letting go.
And the elevator begins to descend. As it does, it opens up into the foyer, as it were, of the Toten Towns building, which is just absolutely atrocious. Broken in walls, trash, homeless people, drug addicts, Maelstrom members.
Evil's gonna push herself out of Theta's hold. Bleeding out is an excuse for this level of indignity.
Well, you're the one that decided for the Amdrams.
A tactical error. Oh, God.
Who the fuck do they think they are?
Bunch of dickheads.
A Sabbat pack. We would be more effective if we weren't just as likely to stab out our own Kuroshis with fucking forks.
Yeah, well, they fucking deserve it.
What did you say about that? I don't know. I'm hungry. There's no victory in improvisation.
You clearly have never played an instrument in your goddamn life, Evol, if you think improvisation isn't the key to success.
And she vomits up another chunk.
Okay, let's
I'm a piano. Well,
Clearly weren't very good at it then.
you can see a little bit of her madness creeping in. She's injured and she can't hold up that perfect facade anymore. And there are cracks everywhere.
Valantin kind of leans down to Vox and he's like, you know, actually, I prefer her like this.
A plan without contingencies is a corpse waiting to happen. I struggle.
Well, at least real corpses. And then start walking towards the car. He opens up the door so that Evil can get in.
Yeah, as you walk out, you see Tinker and Boomer. They're talking with Nexus at the van. And like, what the... Tinker stops him. What the fuck happened?
Yuval enters, but not before putting a hand to Valantin's face. Such a good boy. Mummy is so proud of you. She falls inside of the car and vomits on the seats.
Valantin just looks. Valantin just turns to the other two and just like...
Tinker also looks very uncomfortable and looks at Theta like...
Okay,
Listen,
so...
what can I say? I like him crazy.
Yeah, you sure do. I'm not riding in the
No.
car with her. I'm gonna... And he gestures over to his very nice fancy hover car that's parked over there with a driver on it.
Vox is going to get into Valantin's car, and but she does look over to Thane and be like, "Gonna be all right, taking care of her."
Oh, yes, she's being dramatic, which it's fine.
And you hear from the inside of the car, the abyss is not empty, it is full of silence, of truth I've seen the...
Oh my god, she's as bad as the Nameless one. Jeez. And he's gonna, the door opens up and he slides in and he gestures in for Vox to join him, presumably because she's walking with him to the car.
Yeah.
I think we missed a party
Guess we'll see
next.
you back at the clinic.
Yeah, we'll see you at Pulse Spring. You two
You should-
are welcome.
You see Tinker and his cousin clasp hands, and she walks away with 2 other members of Maelstrom towards the club. He jumps into the driver's seat, and Boomer jumps into the driver's seat, well, passenger seat beside the driver's seat.
But over Tinker, I would imagine, because he thinks he's a lapdog, doesn't he?
He does indeed. But Tinker's strong enough to handle it, but his arms are up here as he's driving because Boomer is a big boy.
Big boy.
Baby.
And he
He's
begins to
baby.
drive. He begins to drive from Town Tans, from Watson, all the way to Jig Jig Street.
You know, that is the most fun I have had in 75 years, I will say.
I need to drink. And you look so lovely tonight.
Yes, yes, I know. I look delicious, don't I? How about
What
we
did
get
she say? What did she say?
Nothing of import. I do
Sunburn? A
believe
viral? That's what Valantin has.
It is indeed what he has.
Oh, what did she say else? She mentioned him.
I think the name you were muttering before you decided the floor was your friend was Julius Voth.
Did she say that name?
Because he is in control of something, he is of some import. I'm sure she'll describe it tomorrow. Go get some snacks.
He's always in control. Snacks.
Snacks? Not me right now, but snacks.
Your buffet.
I am a veritable cornucopia, my dear.
I can feel my insides sloshing around.
Yes, you drank something. You, in true Malkavian fashion, put something in your mouth that maybe you should not have.
What did you say?
With that, I think we're just driving home. She's
As yeah,
rolling around like a fucking marble.
as Theta is just, I would say cradling maybe Evil.
Oh, yeah,
as Evil is
Petting, letting her roll around, letting her do her Malkavian thing.
yeah, as Evil is having what would be considered a Malkavian crisis.
You know, just she's white girl wasted. It's
painting the inside of the van with her insides.
One too many White Claws.
Yeah. Putrefied white claw juice.
We
extra carbonated.
we move from the ground, the streets, to Valantin and Vox, both in the sky in the hover car.
Valantin's sitting like on the edge of the seat. He's not leaning back in any way, shape or form. He's like sitting very gingerly on the edge, and just has his arms folded across his chest with a grumbly expression on his face.
Let me take a look at you.
He looks like he's about to argue for a second and then decides that would be a lot more effort than he can be bothered to do right now. So he unbuttons the top of his shirt and the top of his waistcoat and he slides them over his shoulders, and the back of his neck and pretty much all the way down his back is crispy rotisserie chicken skin.
My favorite part.
Damn, you look like a Thanksgiving turkey.
I don't think I've ever had a Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah, well, you're not missing much, except the skin. skin is pretty damn good. Vox puts a hand across Val's shoulder and just gets her nails, because she still has her feral weapons, underneath a piece of the skin and begins to just peel it back.
Oh my god! What are you doing?
She sits back so that they're now facing each other, even though they're sitting next to each other, and she just innocently takes a bite out of it.
It tastes like ash in your mouth.
After a few seconds, he just kind of... Is it as good as Thanksgiving turkey skin?
No, I was hoping because, you know, canine and all, it would taste a little better, but...
Sorry to disappoint.
That's not your fault.
He's gonna kind of roll his shoulder slightly.
You can bite me if it'll make you feel better.
He looks away. Almost... You would expect perhaps if he was still capable, he might even blush slightly. And he'll say, goes, no, it's fine. We'll wait until we get to Paul's frame. I'll fix myself then.
Alright, if you're sure.
Mm. Thank you for offering, though. And you still can't, like, look at her fully.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you kind of took a bullet for all of us, or a sun bomb?
Sun bomb. It felt like a fucking sun bomb.
Yeah.
It has been many years
Well,
since I've been sunburned, and it does not feel as good.
Yeah, I don't think I would exactly enjoy it either.
No, I should let fucking Exop burn up anyway. That's not fair. Is it?
I don't know, she did back us up against Eclipse.
But that's part of
She's
it.
still on
We're a
our
pack.
side. Even if she's a cunt most of the time.
This is the problem. She's a cunt most of the time. She never used to be as much of a cunt. I feel like she's become more of a cunt.
Well, I guess the most we can say is she backs us up when it counts.
Hmm. Has she become more
Is
of a
that not
cunt,
enough?
or does it bother me more? Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I was just wondering if it's enough for her to just back us up when it counts, and is the rest of the time a bitch.
Antagonistic. I don't know.
That's a bit, but yeah.
It's not really my problem anymore. Now we're activated. It's Theta's problem. She can handle difficulties of communication within the pack as she sees fit. It's no longer my problem.
Yeah. Vox leans back so that she's sitting with her back against the door and feet stretched out over Val's lap.
He would just rest a hand on top of her leg, gently. Still very lean forward because he cannot lean back at this moment in time. And he would he would shrug his shirt back on, and he would do up his waistcoat, but he would almost like he forgets to do up the last couple of buttons. So the kind of the top couple of buttons, I can do this thing. Here you go, chat. The top couple of buttons are undone there.
Oh, have the gays been
Ha.
fed?
There is a crackle over the speaker in the hover car. Sir, we're coming into Lennox.
Oh, thank you very much. And he would pat Box's legs.
And as you fling your legs, the hover car begins to descend into Jig Street. You can hear just the faint soundings of the engines outside, as well as murmurs from people who are gathering around, because it's rare to see a hover car in Jig Street landing in the street. And It lands, the doors open, and there you are outside the pristine front of Pulse Room. However, you two had the advantage of flight. Not much traffic in the sky. A few minutes go by, a few more minutes go by, and then finally the van pulls up at the side of the clinic.
As soon as the van pulls up, he would get out of the door. He'd walk around, he would actually open the door as well for Vox to get out. True gentlemanly style. And then once she's out, he would close the door and just tap the window, and the car would...
Yep, the car takes back off and flies away somewhere. Tinker gets out, followed quickly by the footsteps of Boomer. Boomer runs up towards the door, taking a little piss on a lamppost, as he does.
Good boy.
And Tinker opens the side of the van, and Theta and Yvonne, you two can see that Vox and Valantin have arrived.
So, have any Joy Toys come into the clinic?
No, as you've closed the clinic, no one has arrived.
Okay, good. As soon as I get in, I'm going to connect to Demios. And I'm going to look through my surgical items and stuff that I have in my lab and see if I have anything that can tide us over until groupies arrive.
You do have some available blood bags that you use for transfusions for the more difficult surgeries, but there aren't many of those. It's what's on your license is why you get the blood bags. You don't need them. The surgeries are not difficult for you. As you log into Demios, a message pops up across your agent.
Hello, Mother. How was your evening?
Oh, very good, Demios. Our priest has been badly burned, so I'm looking for...
Shall I prepare a suite?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind, please prepare a suite for myself and the pack.
Vox, you get a phone call. On your agent pops up Solitaire's name.
What's going on, Shum?
Hey, VF. How you doing, babe?
It's been a day, but I hope you have some good news for me.
Of course. We got a bunch of groupies coming. Me and the guys just played a little corner thing. And, well, you know I can't not put on a show.
Oh, thank you so much, Solitaire. Love you, girl.
Love you too, babe. Where are you?
I'm just pulling into the doctor's clinic now.
Oh, PF? Yeah, no problem. We'll be there soon, Chum.
And she hangs up.
I will go ahead and just, make sure that, the doors are unlocked and everything like that. Make it as easy as possible to transition our meals from car to plate.
Meals on wheels.
Yval has gone into the clinic. At some points during her walk, stumble through, she would fall and crawl, only to stand up, hold the sides of the corridors towards her lab. She doesn't bother closing it up behind her. She is shaky and sits down at a large, hollow desk and starts typing, looking up things, looking into encryptions and to her system. Run encryption, everything. Julius Vox, everything. I want everything.
As you keep searching for names under Julius Voss, everything that comes up, access denied, access denied, access denied, access denied, access denied. Your search upon Tekada. It comes up with Necrotech Incorporated, a group out of Vienna that are bankers as well as military contractors. Your search for Generva, there is nothing. It's like she's a ghost.
Anything transactional she can see between Necrotech and anything to do with Voss? Anything at all?
Nothing quite yet. Please do me a intelligence and technology roll. The amount of successes will be the amount of time it takes for you to get this information, as this is something large. And Theta, Valantin, and Vox, you walk into the clinic and you see as Yvonne stumbles towards her office. Valantin, what were you doing?
Valantin looked for a second, almost like he was going to follow after her. He almost like goes to take a step in the direction, and then he stops himself and folds his arm over his chest again and looks back round to Theta and just quirks a brow.
I have a surgical suite. Let's take care of that sunburn.
Very well. And he meanders after her.
Does Vox follow?
Out of 9 rolls, I only have 2 successes.
Okay. As you're searching for this information, nothing pops up at the moment. But you write an algorithm to search. But it may take some time. And Theta, Valantin, Vox, you all walk into a very nice sterilized room. It is white. The lights are bright. The surgical tools are on the side. Not that Theta needs them. They're mostly for show. And the large, clean medical bed is in the middle of the room.
It makes me feel
There is a small hole, however, below the bed that looks like a drain. I don't know what it's for, but I'm sure Zamisi does.
Oh, yes.
Valantin walks up to the bed and sits himself down. Well, Dr. Theta, it's very exciting to be one of your subjects again.
I know, say ah.
Ah, and he sticks out his tongue.
Alright, enough with that. Alright, roll over, let's take a look at your crispy back fat.
And he would undo his waistcoat again, slide it off, undo his... I'm not undoing this on stream all the way. But he does his shirt and takes his shirt off as well. He is from the neck all the way down, arse, back of his legs, back of his heels, crispy. And every time he walks, you can hear the skin kind of stretching and cracking as it's tightened up where the burns have gone on.
I might need a little help with this. Demios, and I'm going to reach up to the ceiling, and I'm going to pull down what looks almost like a thick coil of wire, and another one. But as they get closer, it's almost like leech mouths.
Valantin takes off his glasses, closes his eyes, and he actually puts his hands like this, like he's on a massage table. He tucks his arms under his head and just turns his head and closes his eyes like he's about to get a wonderful massage treatment of some form.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have Demios pumping like a little bit of Vitae into the burnt crispy skin and picking it off with the mouths.
Yep,
So-
and you see like a mechanical arm, like, and just going towards your skin, and a small, what looks like a thin needle pressing into the top between your shoulders, with a large tube circling down. And Vox, you can see the red liquid just slowly, very slowly moving down it and into the back.
Vox leans forward until she's in Val's vision and says, "You can squeeze my hand if you like."
Oh, so tempting, but I think I can be a big, strong, brave boy for 5 minutes.
relax. It's going to feel wonderful here in 5 seconds when that hits your system.
Do you promise?
Oh, I promise.
It's been one hell of a fucking evening.
Most fun I've had in 75.
You've not been coming out with me in Vox. And then he lets out a nice sigh of relief as the blood hits his system. He just like a nice sigh, comforting sigh of relief as the pain starts to recede slightly.
Could you roll me a composure resolve?
Yeah, let me find out what that pool is.
It is to see how exactly affected by this drugged blood you are. It is filled with various narcotic painkillers that are meant to help relax you.
1, 2, 3 successes, no failures.
Right, you're not overcome by the painkillers, but you can feel them working. They are moving through your body, but you're not lulled and dulled by it.
It's like taking half cocoa more.
Yeah,
Solid.
take it half a day, as
Half a daisy.
Ooh, sounds good.
That's good. He smiles. And it's an actual smile, it's not one of his usual quite kind of cold, bitchy smiles. Just an actual genuine smile on his face as his eyes flutter closed.
And Theta, what are you doing exactly with your priest?
So I'm not doing anything with the priest. I'm just letting Demios work on him. And as Demios is working, I'm going to stroke the walls because the work is going well.
I hate to roll for Demios.
Please don't fuck me
Roll
up,
for
house. House, please.
Hey, Demios, fuck me up, man.
The house
Demios,
is gonna give you cybernetic wings or something.
Oh, that'd be so sick! That'd be so sick!
Alright, how do you want me to roll for Demios?
Oh, I'm rolling for Demios. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay. Demios is my very good baby. My good time house. My sweet brick-and-mortar
My
boy.
sweet cheesy boy.
And you watch as these creatures of Demios begin to peel away the flesh. And Thera, even to you, you're amazed at how nimble and quick this is moving along. It is beyond expectation. It is beyond your expectation. The skin is being repaired and renewed. You can see the tethers and the skin knitting together as Demios moves from the top of the back down to the base of the spine, across his ample ass, and down the back of his legs. It is even moving the back of his neck and the back of his scalp, where small burns have reached upwards behind his hairline. And in what should have at least taken an hour, maybe 2, this was done in 20 minutes. Even at your best, this would have taken an hour.
Demios, you are getting very, very good at this. This is beyond my wildest expectations.
Say thank you, Demios.
There is no reply.
Valantin gives a thumbs up from the bed.
And as stated, you're watching Demios finish the work. You are creating this algorithm. That is where we'll go to break.
Hello, K9s. Dr. Thetanos here with a message beamed directly into your cyberware. If you are enjoying this episode of Nightrunners, you can support Icker and Ink by signing up to our Patreon, or checking out our Renegade link, both of which can be found in the About Us section. Big spenders get a modest discount on their next visit to Pulse Frame, as long as they behave.
It might even be painless.
And welcome back from the break where we last left off. Valantin had his back surgery by Demios. It went much better than what Theta thought it could ever go by. And Vox had her friends gather some groupies for an after party. Evol herself went to her lab and began to run searches on Julian Voss and the Hecata in Generva, but didn't really come up with anything just yet. And it isn't long until Theta, you get a notification. Demios pops up in your agent. Several people outside.
Show me.
You see an image of the camera at the front. It looks like 4 people as well as 5 behind them. The 4 people in front are 2 young women and 2 young men. One of the men is shouting at the group behind them, and the young woman, blonde-haired, very, very attractive woman, walks up and knocks on the door. It opens and they walk inside.
Your band's here with some victuals.
Excellent.
And I'm going to
I'm gonna
shoot
go out front. Actually, is there any like alcohol or anything like that that is kept in the building, or because it's a clinic and a vampire clinic at that? Is there nothing of the sort?
Antiseptic?
There's antiseptic. I have fun party drugs. You can probably... Theta would probably allow you a small section of maybe numbing agents, some recovery prescriptions, like just very basic inhalers.
God, none of these are fun drugs.
What,
Just
you
talking
want
to...
What, you want my fucking S-Keef? No. You can't have my black lace. Thank you.
Give them the benzodiazepines, they're fine.
Valantin is feeling very, very good right now.
Valantin is getting up, his back looks incredible, and he kind of takes a little, like, looks in the mirror, and is like, and he's getting changed, and he puts his shirt, he doesn't bother putting his waistcoat back on, he just buttons his shirt about up halfway, kind of slides his glasses back on. Thanks, Theta. Thanks, Demios.
I think
And he pats the
stash
wall.
of alcohol.
Listen, I have fun narcotics. I don't have alcohol.
Oh, I can order some alcohol. Hold on a second. And he starts fumbling inside his trousers. Then he goes, oh, fucking wrong century, no wallet. Hold on a second. And he flicks up his wrist screen and he goes tip tip tap tap tap. And Vox gets like a ping, and it's like a direct deposit of an obscene amount of money that is definitely far more than you would need to order delivery for a bunch of alcohol to somewhere. Because he's definitely very down to earth. He goes, is that enough? Is that enough alcohol money for delivery?
Yeah, you're gonna get fucked up on whatever blood you try tonight.
Fabulous.
I mean, if that's done with you.
And he wafts a hand.
There should be a vending machine upstairs in the waiting room. If you deposit the money there, there is a delivery system inside. If I'm recalling, that is how the... Yeah, okay.
It's how some of them are, but for you, yes.
If none of you have already greeted these guests, you've all will no doubt have known that there's someone around and in the facility.
100%. Evol, you could hear them, and not only can you hear them, you could see them on cameras. They're standing in the reception room, looking around, like, what is it all?
They're looking around, and then she just materializes. She's just there. She's just standing in the doorway, or in one of the corridor arches, staring at them.
One of the younger men, he's rather Again, rather attractive. He's wearing like a mask over his face. It's like a skull and bone mask. And his hair is to the side and it's brown. What? Whoa, what the fuck?
You must be one of Fox's friends.
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Your host. I'm Yvonne. A friend of Fox's.
You see him going over to to the attractive blonde woman. Is she one of those fucking weird ones? You know, the fucking psychopath ones? Am I gonna end up with my fucking dick in my head? What's going on? What the fuck? Hey babe, you got a name? The blonde woman says to you.
Babe. That's charming. What is your name? I'm Yvonne.
I'm Solitaire.
Would you like to come and have a good time with me, Solitaire?
My mom always told me never to take a good time from a stranger, so I'm gonna wait for my friend to come up and say hello.
Can this be the point in which we emerge from the surgical suite?
It's up to you guys.
Oh no, I was gonna have Demios send them down. They're coming to my
I'll
cave
have
head.
Vox come up if Val, you can either come or not come.
Yeah, he's wandering.
All right. When she comes up, she's immediately like, "So," and she like just grabs up the blonde woman in a hug and kisses her on the temple and was like, "Oh, thank you so much. We were a little bit hurting, and I'm glad you were able to bring everyone along."
Oh yeah, a couple of guys came from the last little gig we were playing. Who the fuck is she? And why is she looking at me like I'm a fucking dinner tray?
Oh, 'cause she thinks everyone is. Don't worry about her. Evo? No.
Which one do you like the least? I'll give you whatever you want.
She looks around and just is like, I mean, you can owe me a favor and I'll give you those ones. And she points over to two of the groupies, not her actual band.
You see one of the women in the group, a very young Japanese woman. She's standing by the corner of the room and she's looking evil up and down. There's no fear on her face compared to the rest of the group.
Are these groupies thin bloods or kindred?
Roll me a wits awareness. And you roll me a wits awareness as well, Box.
Out of character for a second, has Valantin ever met any of the band when he's come to shows? Sorry, yeah, I'm
Well, I
asking
mean,
Vox.
you know what they look like.
He's seen them on stage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. He would wave. He'd be like, "Hello again."
The guy with the mask on his face lowers his mask and just gives you a finger gun. See Solitaire. And the woman who's standing there with her arms across just looks at you for a second, then looks back at Evil, as if she's examining Evil from afar. And the other member of the band, another young man, just curtained hair, very, very clean looking, very, very attractive. He smiles and goes, "Hey."
Long time no see.
Yeah.
How's music? How's that going for you?
Solitaire leans back into. Don't you tell him about. Are you two still fucking? What's going on?
Fox kind of like pushes it off and is like, "Oh, everything's fine. We're just going through a spell right now."
Oh, okay.
Did Valantin catch that?
He whispered it very quietly, so
Okay.
if you want to pay attention to it, you gotta.
No, he wouldn't. He's just
Like
kind
it was one
He
of
is a
those,
little bit stoned, I have to say.
It was one of those real quiet whispers that she whispered to Vox.
No, he is a little bit stoned. He is. I have to say.
How did you do in your roll, Evil?
So, on the 2 red dice, I got the little ankh with the 2 fangs. I got 2 of those.
That's a critical success.
Yeah.
Okay, that cool. Critical successes on those, and then 3 successes after that.
A messy success.
He's a messy. She is messy tonight.
If all as you look at this group, you can sense that 4 of them are ghouls. Those that are part of Vox's band have imbibed of her at one point or another. The other 5 in the room, 4 are human. 1 is a thin blood. A young woman. She looks no older than perhaps 19. Pink hair in space buns. She's dressed in bitch clothing from the Moxes, showing off her curves on her body. She smiles to the group. She looks very happy. She looks a bit drunk, but not too imbibed. Perhaps she is drunk on something else, but she is certainly not human. And she is certainly not a ghoul.
I would like that one. And she points to the pink space bun girl. What do you want for her?
What the fuck is going on? She pipes up. Are we here for a party? What does she keep saying she want? What is this? If we're having sex, you gotta pay me first. I don't do that for fucking free.
Sure, whatever you want, I suppose.
Okay. 500 eddies.
All right.
She walks over towards you.
Valantin just looks at Fox and just...
Box.
I'll make sure that there's something waiting for y'all when you get back there. Nice to meet you, darling.
Yeah. You hear a chime over the radio, over the speakers in the room. The room is ready for our guests. Please bring them downstairs. Room 3.
Thank you, Demios. And I'm going to, well, as lovely as this conversation is in our waiting room, I'm sure that you will find a much more refreshing environment this way. We have all sorts of fun toys. We have stirrups, speculums, whatever tickles your fancy.
The groupies that were with Vox's band, they're looking around the 4 of you. They can sort of sense something is up. They can sense something is slightly wrong, but as they say, curiosity killed the cat.
Oh, if I see one of the groupies, I am going to slide my arm around her and I am going to seductively, like, tickle under her chin and kiss her cheek and just say, "Have you never partied with a river doc before?"
No, I haven't.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
And they do end up following Theta. The band, however, do not. They're looking at Vox like... Costi, the one that was wearing the mask, is like, what the fuck is going on here?
Party?
There was a fucking incident. I don't want to get into it. I didn't even want to come and potty here, but this is where everyone was kind of crashing out. So, this is where we have to be right now. She looks over to Val. Do we have to stay here tonight, or can we go somewhere else?
I mean, I'm probably not staying here tonight. He looks over. And no offense to the good doctors, they keep a clean place. Kinda creeps me out.
To Costa, Vox says, partying in a clinic is not exactly my idea of a good time, but, you know, I'm sure we can get something fun from the good old vending machine and make our own fun. Or once they're done with the meat. we can head somewhere else a little bit more to our taste.
Jean stands at the corner. He's walking over towards Jai and he's looking around going, you know, this is rather strange. But I don't think I'll be joining you all this evening. I'm going to make my own way.
And where are you heading?
Do you need to know?
Yeah, I fucking need to know. You are my player.
I am your player, yes, but I also have a life outside of you and the band.
No, hang on here. She's gonna come over to him and she's like, you have a life outside of us.
I have
That's not how this
responsibilities.
fucking works. You come when I call you, and you stay for as long as I need you.
Is that how it is?
That's always been how it's fucking been, Jean.
Please roll me a manipulation persuasion. And how many successes did you get, Fox?
I got 7 with a messy critical.
Okay. As you're standing before Jean, it's not like any member of your band to question you. And it doesn't seem like he's doing it from a place of badness. It seems like he does have something else to do. But, no. He is yours. He is at your beck and call, at your command. You reach out and you grab him by the throat and throw him against the wall. He lands and falls down to the floor and looks up at you. Alright. Alright. I will stay.
Ooh, he's well trained.
They all are. Thank you very much, Jean. It's lovely to have you with us.
Yeah. You see Jai in the corner hasn't moved. But she then begins to walk with the rest of the group, following Theta and the other people downwards. And when you enter the room, it is a large room. There are chairs situated around. There is some music playing from the speakers, but it isn't like hard or heavy. It is gentle and soft. Demetrios doesn't exactly know what sort of music these people like, so he's just going with what is there. And Vox, as you walk over to the vending machine, you put the money in, and within a few minutes, a large crate is sent through the vending machine. There are bottles of vodka, whiskey, a couple of cases of beer.
Well, there's something here for anyone who is interested in taking a little bit of a shot or two.
Oh, fuck yeah! You hear one of the people shout out. A couple of them start gathering around.
Alright, and Valantin would help lift the, assuming they're like relatively heavy crates, right?
Yeah.
Valantin would walk over and start help lifting the crates.
And you then begin your little celebration of sorts, your feeding. How does that happen? I want you to think about that as we go to Vol. The young, pink-haired woman follows you. Where do you lead her?
Back down to her lab. Yvonne goes to her lab, and she isn't holding this girl's hand. She's walking ahead of her, and she's stumbling a little bit still. Her insides still having the effects of that blood. She opens the door. The holographic door moves aside. The steel door opens aside, and she lets her in. I'd like to penetrate you.
Yeah, of course, not a problem.
On the gurney.
Okay. As she walks towards the gurney, she begins to take off her clothing, one layer at a time.
No.
She stops and looks at you. What do you mean no?
You can keep it on
How are you?
for now.
Okay. As she begins to put the clothes back on, you can just see the outline of a tattoo on the top of her neck. Looks like a skull with some hair. And she gets on the gurney and lies down, puts her hand behind her head. So, what are you gonna do to me?
Yval takes one of her bags and opens it up, and she's rummaging through it. Well, I just wanted to test something out first. If that's all right with you.
You're paying.
She pulls out a wooden stake and slams it into her chest.
There is a gasp of air from her mouth. And then nothing. Her eyes lay wide open, looking at you.
Yval walks to her, just a step, and leans over to study her face. Did I look like that? I know, it's terrifying. You're trapped in there, you can feel everything. I was wondering what you were. I'm glad. I'm glad you aren't a human. Did you know that? Maybe there was an accident one night. Maybe you fell asleep and woke up somewhere you didn't recognize. But you're not a human. And she taps the stake. You wouldn't be alive if you were a human. It's all right. It'll be over. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. And she reaches down to pull aside her shirt, just enough to get a bite. She studies the tattoo. She looks at it a little more. Is there any other
It looks
finding?
like a face, so it's a skull with like a bob-haired tattoo.
She bites into her and drinks this kindred's blood, this thin blood. She lets it go on, and slowly she's going to take every bit of this creature until she's weakened, not enough to kill her. She pulls off. She pulls out the stake.
There's another breath of air as she takes one in involuntarily and moves away from you. She is weakened, moving slightly from side to side. The fuck are you? Ugh.
Like you, but stronger, better.
The fuck am I?
How long have you known? You are thin blood. A mistake. You. And like all mistakes, they really should be put down. You would. Your mutation. You're an abomination of what we should be, our power. Somebody made you, and I understand, I get it. And she walks towards her with her hands up. I get it. I've made mistakes too. Such beautiful, beautiful mistakes. And you want to love them? But you can't. You have to destroy the mutation, the failure. I'm going to do that for you. And that is a mercy.
As you're talking to her, she has got off the gurney and she's slowly backing away towards the door.
You never said I was beautiful. You know, I don't think about beauty. Symmetry is for simple minds. I prefer function over form. A painted corpse in a silk dress, that's You can call it lovely, but it still rots. And a beauty is a lie the weak tell themselves to cope with their own decay. But I... And she puts her hand on her.
She flinches.
You are a beautiful mistake. And I'm going to finish what Omega should have started. And she drinks her to the point, past death, to the point of diablerizing her.
I need 3 strength resolve tests from rolls from you.
Okay.
Difficulty 3 against her blood potency, which at the thin blood is 0, so difficulty 3.
Okay, 1, 2.
So,
3 rolls.
yep.
5 dice for each roll, right?
Yep.
First roll was 2 successes out of 5.
Okay.
Second one was 4 successes out of 5.
Okay.
Last one was 3 successes out of 5.
Okay. And Evil, as
One
you
of them was critical.
as you bite into this woman's neck and you drain her of her life's blood, you tap into something primal, something old, and not only do you begin to take the blood from this woman, you can feel her very essence flowing through your body. She tries to fight you off, but she's already weakened from what she did before. She's not a true Cainite, so fighting you off is difficult. Finally, you do feel her in you. You feel every part of her body, what she was, who she was, become part of you. So I need to do a few more rolls here. Evil, you lose 1 point of humanity. And now I need to roll humanity versus blood potency. So for that, it is 7 dice.
Be gentle. This is the first time I've ever diablerized anyone.
Oh, you always remember your first.
It's
Alright.
my first time. Ooh woo.
You successfully diablerize this woman. For you though, I need another 3 rolls. I need your humanity plus your blood potency.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I subtract the 1 humanity from the humanity die?
The one you just lost, yes.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay. Plus 2 blood potency. Since I did drink, do I have to and satiated my blood? Do I don't have to use the blood dye
You
anymore.
have no hunger left.
Okay. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 successes out of 8. One of them is a critical. Okay. 8. Put that down. And 2 critical. Oh, yes! Oh, fuck me! Oh, man, I want to show you guys the... Yeah, buddy.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Okay.
Hell yeah, brother. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 critical successes. Those are 4. 1, 2, 3 normal successes and 1 failure.
Okay. And 1 more.
Okay. Fuck. 1, 2, 3.
11? Sounds like an 11.
And only 3 successes out of 8. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah,
So-
only 3 successes out of 8. Okay.
As you feel the essence of her entering you, you feel a surge of power. It isn't as much power as you would have gotten from, say, someone of an older generation. But you feel it inside you. You feel her essence in you, and you feel, for the first time, perhaps a long time, satisfied.
You are remade now. So
The
perfect.
body of the woman falls to your feet. She does not decay.
And
She
that
does not turn to ash. She just falls.
she picks her up, opens the coffin underneath the floor. It pops open like a refrigeration hiss, and places the body inside. And now, I need to do exactly that to my pack. Recreate them. Something better. Something more. She uses her foot to slam the lid close and lock it as it sinks beneath the floor. And she is refreshed, renewed, cleans herself up from the vomit and everything, and she walks back out to where the group is gathered with a new little pep in her step.
And you can hear the conversation coming on from a room down below. And we go back to the room as Evil begins to walk down, and several of the groupies are sitting around drinking. One is sat talking to Theta, the one who was rather interested in talking to you. Vox, you're surrounded by your bandmates, and Valantin, what are you doing?
Valantin is stood awkwardly by the door with his arms folded over his chest, not really sure of how to interact with anyone here.
I've got the groupie on my lap, and I'm probably like playing with her hair, fully entrancing her.
So you're a Ripper Duck, huh? The guy get some work done?
Well, and what kind of work are you looking for? Because from where I'm sitting, you're perfect.
I'm sure you say that to all customers.
Oh, you should see some of the joy toys I get in here.
Oh? Bad, huh? I mean, it is Jig
Oh.
Jig Street.
It is Jig Jig Street. And as we're canoodling, do you want a private tour of my most secret part of my lab?
Yeah, of course.
And I'm going to stand up and take her by the arm, and I'm going to, like, I don't even show my friends this.
There's a pep at her step, and she's like, oh, and as you take her arm, she wraps her arm around your waist and just begins to follow you. Vox, Valantin, and Yvonne, as you walk in, you all see Theta walking away with this woman. Theta, where do you go?
I'm going to the boiler room. Demios was very good, and he did an excellent job fixing our priest. And he deserves a treat.
And this woman follows you all the way down into the dark recesses of the boiler room. Would you like to describe the boiler room for the boys and girls at home?
Yes. So, it is past all of the surgical suites, and it is tucked away kind of in an electrical box corner. And there is a employees only sign, and it looks at the outside just very clean and sterile like the rest of the clinic. And as I have my finger up under her chin, I'm going to open the boiler room door. And as I open the boiler room door, I'm going to fully disable her nervous system with flesh crafting.
Roll me your dexterity flesh crafting.
Holy shit.
I am not a good person.
And how do we do, Dr. Theta?
It is 5 successes.
As you run your hand over her neck, she reaches out and then just drops. As your hand seeps into her skin and cuts the synapses.
And as I open the boiler room door, walking in here is a stark contrast to the rest of the clinic. This is a room out of nightmares. This is a room where the walls breathe and veins bulge from the crevices between the bricks. And crucified on one end of the wall is a kindred that has no mouth and no eyes, but his entire nervous system is hooked into the building, running every system. And along the walls, there are different openings depending on what needs to go in. Medications, extra parts, cybernetics. But there is one opening that is a gaping, fanged maw the size of a 4-foot gash. And that is opened in the seam closest to Demios. And there is a meat hook suspended above this gash. I'm going to drag my little toy. I'm going to tie a bit of veined cording around her ankles and hang her from the hook. And then I'm going to cut her head off and let it bleed into the open mouth. I might reach under and lick just enough to slake a hunger, but the rest goes to my son.
Does. And Thera, you can feel a tremble within the building, within yourself, within your own nerves, of satisfaction, of a hunger seated. There's a voice, and it does not come from the speakers, it does not come from inside your brain, but there's a voice in this room. It is slow, methodical, it is well spoken.
Thank you, Mother.
And I'm going to walk to the crucified kindred on the wall. And I'm going to kiss him on the forehead and say, "You did so very well patching up our priest. You are such a good boy. You're so special to me."
Thank you.
And, well, Demios knows how to take care of the rest of the body, so I'm going to leave him with his little treat. And I think I'm going to stay in here with him for a moment, because it's been so long since I've seen his face.
And as the blood drains finally, the last drips of it, you watch as Demios does get rid of the body. You see the tendrils of veins coming from what seems the floor itself upwards and seep into the corpse, running around until it begins to tear the flesh, until they too fall into the maw. Soon the bones themselves begin to disassemble and fall in, and you hear the crunching sounds of bones being eaten and flesh being forgotten, as the body is now no longer hanging there. And as you stay there with your son, and then Evol, Vox, and Valantin, you stand within the room with the others. What do the three of you do? Evol, you are satisfied. Vox, Valantin, you two are still rather hungry.
I wanted to use my Bloodhound ability to seek out the, choleric one of this group.
It doesn't take you long until you're able to find them on the sofa having a quiet drink to themselves. They look up at you. What's up?
I just think it's not that much fun to have a drink by yourself.
Yeah, well, it's not much fun being stuck around those assholes. Though, and it's nice to meet you. Vox, you're fucking one hell of a singer.
Thanks, darling. She's not even gonna sit next to him. She puts one knee on the couch next to him and straddles him and takes the bottle from his hands.
Oh.
Pretends to take a swig and then hands it back to him. You didn't come here just to drink, did you? 'Cause that would be rather boring.
Well, I didn't know you were on the fucking table, but if you want to be.
I'm done with anything, baby. It's kind of my brand.
He tries to, like, stand up while his hand is around your back. He's still holding the bottle in one hand, and he is rather strong. And he is able to stand up. Shall we go somewhere private? Or do you want to do it right here?
Let's put on a show. He has one hand, like, grasped around his neck just so that she doesn't fall backwards.
And he turns and places you on your back on the sofa. And he begins to go about his business. He begins to kiss you from the neck downwards. Valantin.
Yeah, Valantin watches this. So, if you can imagine for a moment, Valantin is leaning against the wall near the door and has just kind of been watching people like peel off and do what they're doing. And he watches this kind of unfold. And once he lies her down and starts kissing her on the neck, he just turns and walks out the door and starts to head for the exit.
And Valantin's not feeding?
Valantin is going to take care of his own needs away from the group.
Okay. And Valantin, you...
Yval goes to walk after him with her hands clasped behind her back.
Oh, this is going to be great.
Well, that's a shame. I was going to even ask you to play a little game with me.
Yval, and he just kind of turns slowly. He goes, where the fuck did I put my fucking... And he starts walking back towards the surgical suite they were in, because that's where he's left his waistcoat.
She picks up the waistcoat as he walks past.
He turns back around. He reaches out to grab it.
Lifts it out a little bit. You are so rarely unkept.
You're reminding me why. Can I have my waistcoat, please?
Oh, he said please. Good boy. And she gives it back. I really don't want to stay in there.
No, it's not particularly my idea of a good time either.
I'm just playing with her food.
Yes.
Not that I don't appreciate it.
Yes, well... Sorry, what did you want?
As the two of you are talking, how far, Vox, does this man get with you?
I'm waiting.
Has penetration happened?
I think so, and when she pulls him back up for a kiss, and the same way that he did, kisses his neck and then just bites in, and just, like, she's taking all of it, because who fucking cares?
Valantin, Yval, you two are hearing moans from inside that room. Moans that Valantin may know. And you hear cheers and laughs from other people in the room as it's happening. But for Vox's band, this is normal. For the others, they're just having a good time.
Valantin looks slightly irritated. The only giveaway. Slightly irritated. What did you want, Yval?
You're acting quite sentimental.
No. I'm acting annoyed because I want to leave and you're fucking talking to me.
You used to like when I talked to you.
Yeah, well then you started being a fucking bitch.
I might be.
I don't know, man.
But that's simply what happens when you take something fragile. And beat it until it's nothing but jagged edges. It's how we survive.
You were never fragile to begin with. You were always fantastic. Why do you think I wanted you in the pack? You were exactly what I was looking for, and now you're just... He just wafts a hand.
I was far too... And she's walking beside him. Emotional. I can't be that anymore. I was angry when I first came to this pack. I was too full of passion. Human emotion.
He doesn't really say anything. He just kind of shrugs, like he doesn't want to engage and talk about his real. It's almost like he's obfuscating his thoughts slightly.
You want to play a game with me? And she's walking beside him, going outside.
He kind of stops at the front door and turns and goes, "What kind of game?"
A game of truths. For as long... Until we can find someone for you to sate yourself with, I will tell you the truth, and so must you.
Evil, I don't think I've told the truth in my entire life. Or in life, for that matter.
We can start there.
Valantin looks over his shoulder at the door, and then looks back to Evil, and then looks back at the door, and then looks back to Evil. Fine. Fine. And then he starts walking back towards the surgical suite where his surgery was done. And he would look up until he finds like the little needle that was inserted into his back, and he would reach up and grab it and very gently pull it down until the red liquid starts flowing again, and then he would just kind of pop off the needle top and just pop the tube in and just...
Okay, so you begin to drink this. Theta. Inside of Demios, you hear that voice filters through the room.
Mother, I'm being eaten.
It's a voice of concern.
I am going to storm out of the boiler room and find who is eating my son. Like, where is this happening?
He's gonna...
I'm searching.
Once he's had a bit. He's had enough to kind of...
Yeah.
The edges are fuzzier than they were before. And then he's going to take the wire out and very gently... He's going to reattach the needle and very gently pop it back and then just give it a little pat, like...
Well, how much blood do you actually take?
So, how much was he given the first time? Was it 1 or 2?
He was given 1 first time.
Okay, so he's going to take another one.
Okay, so you're down to 2 hunger.
Yes.
And Theta, you can see Evil standing in the hallway to where Valantin had his surgery. You can hear Vox having sex in another room, and you can hear the crowd of groupies cheering and laughing. Not in a bad way, but a woohoo way.
So I'm gonna, yeah, go ahead.
And you know exactly what that happened in that room, but what is Theta do?
I'm looking for who's eating my son. Like, I'm gonna pop in, look at Vox having her little disco stick ride and be like, no, that's not eating my son. Going to look at Evol standing weirdly in the fucking hallway, just no, Evol's not eating my son.
Pointing into the room.
Yeah, as you walk into the room, you just see him like patting the ceiling. Cheers.
May I ask what you have done in my surgical suite?
He turns around. Oh, the blood needle thing. Whatever was in that. Fabulous.
Composure resolve, please, Theta.
I owe you for whatever it costs. I'm assuming you have to, like, I don't know, like, splice it in differently? Or, like, you have, like, storage or something for it? I don't really know how surgery works, if I'm completely honest with you, Doctor.
Evil, Theta, you both realise that Valantin does not sound like himself.
Oh,
How did you do, Theta?
Am I dead? Am I gonna die?
You might.
In my full defense, I did not fully realize it was like Demios's blood. I thought it was just like painkiller blood.
So,
Oh no, you are
Sick.
so okay. It's great because it's great in character drama.
Okay, so how many successes did you get there?
So it's a mesa critical. So that's 2 critical successes on the blood die and 2 normal successes on the black die.
This man, your pack priest, has come into your home, your sanctuary, and defiled it. It is your home, your things. He did not ask permission, but once you feel that dragon inside you wanting to come up and spit fire on him, Valantin has done much this evening. He does not sound like himself. He does not sound like the stick up his ass priest that he normally is. He sounds out of it. Drugs perhaps do not do too well for him. So you're able to calm that dragon just ever so slightly. But, you know, if he ever does this again, retribution will be quick and swift. And he certainly owes you for this.
I would ask my priest that you do not owe me any monetary value, but since you have availed yourself to my equipment, a minor or trivial boon to be paid at any time.
Oh, sure. Sorry, you're right. I should have fucking asked. That's my bad. Really. And he'd reach out,
Yeah.
and very uncharacteristically, he'd reach out and he'd pat both of your shoulders like this. Oh, I'm really sorry. That's absolutely my bad. You're right. Do you know what? Minor boon, yours. Take it whenever you want, wherever you want.
Thank you. Yes, you see the the items that are within the blood are special properties, and it is very. It's yes.
No, it's
may
my
not do
fault.
well for-
It's totally my fault. I should have asked. I didn't think to ask. I don't fucking know how surgery shit works. It's totally my bad. It's totally my bad. Mind me. Do you know what? 2 minor boons. Take them.
Ah, yes. And this sates the drag 2 minor boons. Fuck yeah! I'm just.
He'll keep going. He'll just keep giving them out.
Oh no. Oh,
I don't think Theta would take
Now's a good
advantage
time to
of-
ask for a favour, fellas.
Oh no, I won't take offense. But yes, thank you. 2 minor boons, yes, thank you. I'll
2 minor boons for my wonderful, wonderful Ductus, and he'd kind of tap both of your cheeks like, and then give it a little smush.
May I suggest that you find refreshment that is not so potent?
Oh no, I did that on purpose. Evo wants to play a game, and I don't want to do that. So my logic was, that feels fucking fantastic, and maybe I'd be less bothered if I had more. Do you see where I was going with this?
Ah, yes, I see what you're going for. And she's going to turn him around and start scooting him.
Yeah, he just goes, he's got
My cape, my ass, and just like, yes, so why don't you go play that game, and I will clean up here.
Perfect. I gave him a thumbs up, and he pats the roof again. Yeah, he has no idea what Demios is. He just knows that you said thank you, like, to the equipment. So he's like, I guess the equipment's a thing. I don't really know how dragons work. Good boy.
Vox, how are you doing?
Oh,
How is this one pump champ?
Well, you said that he was high enough choleric. I suppose.
That's why he's
that
angry.
he
He's a one pump
does
champ.
fulfill- does he satisfy my hopeless addiction requirement?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
How much blood do you take from him?
Oh, I said all of it.
Ah, so you, as you're
Last ride of his life.
being straddled by this man, and as he is about to finish, he falls upon you, dead.
Oh,
There is a scream
very much.
from the other groupies in the room, as they have seen this and they saw what you've done. And Evil, Theta, Valantin, you hear this scream through the walls.
And he would start walking back. How many groupies are still in there?
2.
Sorry, there's 2 of them.
There's 2 groupies and 4 of Vox's band who are just they're just still drinking. They are looking over and just go back to their conversation.
Perfect. I would like to kind of walk through the door and hit them with the old mesmerize.
What are you mesmerizing them to do?
Relax. This is totally fine and normal.
They are both humans. So I just need a rouse. You do both of them?
Yeah, so 2 rouse.
So 2 rouse checks for me.
One more hungry. Only one more hungry.
So you're back to 3. And do you 2 walk in with Valantin?
No, I just call after Valantin. Let her handle her own messes.
He's already there. He's already done it. He bursts through the door. Like, calm down! This is all totally normal and fine.
And I'm taking care of Demios's tubing, like screwing the fucking needle back in properly. What the fuck is this?
And as you walk in, Valantin, you see the two remaining groupies are screaming at what Vox has done. And Vox, you're, I guess, cleaning yourself off. Just pushing him, maybe putting your clothes back on, or you're just standing there naked. Up to you. And they look at you, Valantin, as you walk in, like Captain Jack Sparrow. It's all okay. And you catch their eyes, because they look at you in shock. And they're humans, they're not expecting it, and they do relax. They've seen Vox's shows before, and they know the shock value of things, and they perhaps think now that this is part of a show.
Sweet. Cool. And he would look over to Vox and be like, cool. And then he'd turn back around and start to walk out the room where Eva was, and be like, right, okay, game, you have, and he pulls up his wrist screen, 5 minutes, because that's how long it's going to take my driver to get here.
Could I ask the first question? And motions to walk outside the front door.
First question, go for it. And he follows out after her.
So many questions. What is the lie you tell yourself most often? And how long do you think you can keep believing it?
That's such a personal question, Evil. He's coming back. I give myself another 10 years. My turn. What the fuck is your problem with me?
Problem. Oh, no. Oh, I see what you are. No, I am not the problem. The inefficiency, you see, is within you.
What the fuck does that mean?
You are... You could be perfect.
Could.
I think... I do not tolerate stagnation. Failure is disgusting to me and has consequences. I want you to be great. I think you can be, out of all of us, the greatest. Just so much doubt, stagnation. I don't... It infuriates me.
The stagnation comment seems to almost strike a nerve. And he kind of, he jabs a finger, like a drunken finger at you, just, you know, I don't think you know what you're talking about, actually. I have never done anything wrong in my entire life, ever. I don't make mistakes. That's one thing to know about me, Dr. XR. I don't make mistakes. But it almost seems like he's covering. It's like he's blustering to cover something that has made him very uncomfortable.
Oh. Valantin. I see so much of myself in you. You see, and she turns towards the doors and looks inside, past the glass, towards the room that Vox is in. Everything you love is leverage. And you are stupid enough to let me see it.
Well, good news for you. I don't love anything. I don't know where you're getting that idea from. Because I don't love anything except for the good Lord himself. So write that fucking down.
Next question, my turn. Does Valantin love anything?
Valantin loves the word of our Dark Father. It's a very pregnant pause.
As the pause happens, the hover engines ignite above the two of them.
Oh, my ride's here. Look at that, my ride's here. Time's up. Guess you'll never know. Bummer for you. Keep yourself guessing. Goodbye, Dr. Evol. And he would give her a little salute and then climb into the hover car. As he does pull up his wrist screen and he sends Vox a direct message that just says bye, all in lowercase. Just a little bye. And then he climbs into the hover car. And you see him just like slump, he like literally lies down, he flumps down into the seat. And he would call up one of his assistants to have somebody sent up to his penthouse for the evening, somebody whom their disappearance would not be noticed.
Your assistant messages you and goes, some of the newer interns would be delighted to work with you, sir. And you make your way to your penthouse. And as you do, we turn back to Vox. Vox, Solitaire is the one turns to you. Yo, do you want to just go somewhere else and party? Because it seems this is dying.
She's already redressed herself, and she looks around and she was like, man, everyone all kind of fucked off.
Yeah, well, you were too busy fucking to realize what was going on, babe.
Well, you know you new. I mean, I guess that wasn't new. Do you want to head back to the flat or something like that?
Yeah, let's head back to the apartment and continue the party there. I'm sure we can get some more people there. People don't really like coming to Ripper Docks, weirdly enough, for parties. In case they go missing.
Yeah, that's...
Case in point.
And are the two groupies still there?
Yeah, they're like relaxed a little bit thanks to what Valantin did. They're drinking. You see Jai is talking to them, as well as Jai talks to people, which is not very often, as she is the quiet type.
Yeah. Are they sitting down?
Yes.
Okay. Vox goes over and leans over the group of them and says, you fucking should have known that this would have gotten crazy if you're coming to a system failure party.
We know now.
Surprised.
We gonna continue it?
Yeah, let's go to a fucking second location, darling.
Fuck yeah. And they get up with Jai, and Jai leads them out. They pass Evol, the Asian woman. Jai looks at you up and down again. It's like she is examining you about something and you don't know exactly what it is. But she walks past.
She snatches Vox's arm before she passes and pulls her in close. Who is that?
The rest of the band follow behind Vox, and you can hear the sound of a gun being unleashed from a belt.
God damn. Who pissed in your cereal?
She causing you trouble?
Gal. It's fine, don't worry about it. What's up, people?
the rest of the band walking around. One of the men stays by the front door. His hand is on a gun inside his jacket. You can see the outline of it very clearly.
Who is that? She points to the woman.
That's Jai. Oh, that's Jai. She's my bassist.
Jai, why are you looking at me like that?
She doesn't say anything to you. She just looks you up and down, raises her eyebrow, and then walks out.
Well, that's about all you're gonna get out of her. She's said her 5 words for the evening, and now you gotta pay for anything else you want to hear.
Don't bring her around here again.
Alright then. Why? Something wrong?
Because the next time you do, I'll put her under a microscope, slice by slice.
Alright then. I'll let her know that if we ever have a party here again, which you guys really could have done more to bring out the party atmosphere, but whatever.
I do apologize, Fox.
Alright then. Is there anything else you needed, you fucking freak?
No, but maybe we should play a game sometime together. See
You don't
later.
like games.
I like some games. She walks off.
Does she walk back into the clinic?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about the time that Theta will have walked out of the surgery suite and looked across into the room with the corpse that has expired. And she'll look at Yuval. Well, our clinic now smells of blood and semen. You want to go play in the wet patch with me?
As you look at the man on the
Always.
sofa, rigor mortis has certainly set in.
Oh,
We're fucking disgusting.
But as you two are looking at the very stiff corpse, Vox, you and your bandmates make your way to your apartments, where you continue the party until morning. Valantin, you yourself had an intern come to your room in Corporal Plaza in town, and perhaps you discussed some work with him before finally descending upon him and taking him for everything. Do you drink him dry?
Valantin does drink him dry. His assistant is aware that this is something that has happened before over the years. Usually he's a bit more controlled. Not tonight. Tonight he is on the town, as it were. He would drain the intern dry, and then he would start crying. Because there's nothing like a man who cries after fucking feeding.
And Valantin, you cry until the morning torpor takes you. But we return back to Theta and Evo, who are having a conversation over some stiff drinks.
Inappropriate.
You can't keep saying that. You
Inappropriate. I'm fucking reporting you.
Modmins, kill this man.
She will follow Theta, but at the same time she is talking to her. I'm worried about our pack.
I think it is okay to be worried. However, we've just been reawakened. It's a new situation. We need to shake off the dust. It's fine.
I hope it's just dust. We feel weaker than before, atrophied. I'm looking to you to sculpt our muscles, tendons, and our ligaments, everything about us back to life. We all are.
And Theta will bring in Eval close. And she is going to start flesh crafting into her. My sweet, beautiful Evol. I can reawaken nerves you thought dead. And I'm going to basically play with Evol nice and Zamisi style.
Oh yeah?
And-
Is she getting she getting her insides fucked up?
I am rearranging your guts.
Oh, hot.
And
But-
as Theta and Evil take the night to themselves so that Theta can rearrange everything inside Evil. And
Oh, very quickly, I think what Valantin will do as he's sobbing to death, he's going to send one last text to Vox. He's just going to night. Just night. Lower cats. Nothing else.
And as Theta and Evil are having time to
fucking?
themselves, butt fucking, cunt fucking, face fucking, just rearranging every sort of fucking.
Or crawl inside the
You
hole
know,
I
I'm
made
just
in you and
gonna-
cuddle
I
your
said
bones.
gut fucking, but okay.
You know what? I'm just gonna flip Evol over my face like a feed bag and just go to fucking town.
So as we watch as Theta and Evil are gut fucking, being rearranged, the moans of the Malkavian echoing out in the Ripper Docks, we do pan over to Valantin, who is there, crying over the corpse of a no-named intern, until Torpor takes them all in the morning. And that's where we end this episode. I hope you all enjoyed that. Twitch, please don't cancel us.
Oh, we're cooked.
We're
cooked.
You know what? This is a
We are
Sabbat
so
game.
cooked.
It's a Sabbat game. If you were not prepared for this, then you are watching the wrong channel. I did do a warning beforehand.
Flesh abomination, sex, swearing, drug misuse. What else have we got?
Uh,
Murder.
We are literally just having sapphic Zamisi hours, and if you don't
Yes.
like that, well, you're the
Like-
problem.
Yeah,
So-
honestly, go watch The Society and cry into a popcorn bucket.
Right? So let us go round the table once more. I have been Mike, and I have been fortunate enough to storytell this. Dr. Theta.
Hi, I've been Dr. Thetanosis, your very naughty, very disgusting Zamisi ductus this evening. And reminding you once again, I am Super Rat Lord on TikTok and Blue Sky.
Evil Exot.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm Robin the God on my social handles, and I've been playing the Malkavian Netrunner, Evol Exot. Thank you for watching.
Opeial.
I'm Liv. I've been playing the priest Valantin Volante, whose current favourite band is Crywank. As usual, you cannot actually find me on any socials. However, I am usually here skulking around like a fucking creature. So say hello in the chat if you'd like.
And Vox.
Hey, I'm Astronomus. I have been playing Vox Flux, City Gangrel Rocker Boy. You can find me at Astronomus1 on TikTok and Astronomus on Blue Sky.
And if you've enjoyed this, please come back. There's more. I promise. There's more. And as always, keep it scary. We will see you next time. Have a good night.